Oh, well,
He's all yours, Morris.
Thank you.
hey, can you see this?
Yes. Now you got to move it up a
Okay.
little bit. Yeah,
It's actually backwards to the picture.
yeah.
Me,
It looks
me,
like you on the left, and I'm over on the
That's
right
me.
with Rosemarie.
this is
Marty-
Sue Martell,
Oh, yeah, that's Rosemarie's father.
Barry,
Yeah.
my mother. What was his name?
Who? The
Her,
guy.
her father,
Oh, Daniel.
Daniel. Okay,
Yeah.
because I'll write it on the back.
Yeah,
Daniel, you, Rose, and her sister.
yeah. That sister is Esther.
Yeah,
I'll be darned. So that
we
must have
found
been 68.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's out at school for our graduation.
Yeah. Now, Gary, the woman in front,
This,
the
That's my
sleeveless
mother.
dress,
that's my mother.
I thought that was her name was Marty, Dean Wolfley's wife.
No, no, that's my mother.
Oh,
But I thought this would be interesting
Yeah.
for you.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell you, when we're together, what you could do is just take a picture of it.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
phone.
I'll take a picture of it with my phone and have it. Yep. Yeah.
That's Esther, and he is who?
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I know everybody else. I
Yeah.
just haven't done it on the back.
Yeah. That was the time that our father and Esther came out, which were the two least jovial members of the family, and told me that Westerners weren't socially accepted back east.
Yeah, I sort of remember that.
Yeah. But I responded and said I understood because people out west consider Easterners rude and arrogant. Well, Steve's coming in.
So he didn't
Oh,
say
Steve.
too much, huh?
Good afternoon.
How are you? Where are you?
Good.
Chicago?
Yeah, we're here for another 2 weeks and then we'll go back to California.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You like to get a
How are
little
you?
cold weather before you go back?
No, it's been beautiful here last week, but it's been chilly. We
Yeah.
got here, but for the last 2.5 months. We come here for 3 months, go to California for 3 months, come back for the fall for 3 months. We've been following the weather and following the sun, so
All right.
we're fortunate so far.
Gary, we had our temperature here today was 85.
It was 89 here.
89, yeah. Tomorrow it's supposed to be about 57.
Yeah.
Well, in Chicago, it was 75 today. It was a nice day. And tomorrow it's going to be like 57 again too. So
Yeah,
it's up and down.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we get a warm one. I got an email from Severio. He's attending a grandson's graduation, and Valajan said he's attending a funeral.
Right.
So we'll
Mhm.
see who else comes in. I looked at the past ones and we can decide later. I looked at the past meetings and the last couple of years, we went through June and then we stopped in July and August and started again in September. And so I don't know, we'll have to decide if we want to do that this year. It doesn't matter to me, if they're, because I'm here anyway. We're not going out of town. So we're not
Hey, how was your trip up to New Hampshire?
up to Montpelier. It was
Vermont.
yeah, we went up there we had, well, we have an aunt who was 92. And she had a stroke. And so, the rest of the family up there was having her transferred to a facility for,
Uh-huh.
but she has recovered almost completely from the stroke. She'll stay there at the assisted living facility because she forgets to take her medicine. That's why she
Oh, okay.
strokes. But we were there for the eclipse. And of course, Montpelier had 100%, eclipse.
Uh-huh.
It was amazing. First full eclipse I'd ever been to. They were just,
We couldn't see it all. We got about a quarter to a half.
yeah.
In
Yep.
Chicago, we got 94.6, say 95%. And it was fantastic. I went
Yeah.
to Home Depot and I got the glasses for $2 and
Yeah.
it was nice. It was
Yeah.
good. But the one thing I did learn after that, we got 96%, let's say, and it was still relatively light. You could see pretty well.
Yeah.
But my son, who was in Dallas, was at 100%, like you were, Montpelier. It says once it hit 0, I mean the full,
Yeah.
it was dark. He says, just that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% gives you enough light to see pretty good.
Yeah.
But when it hits that 100%, it's dark.
Yeah. He was absolutely right. And it was dark for like that for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Peter. And two things happened. One, the temperature dropped about 15 degrees.
Yeah.
Get
And,
out of here. That
and
fast?
wind started up. And because we were at, my aunt's, the facility where she's at, they had chairs set up for everybody outside to watch it. And it was interesting because we were there for probably 20, 25 minutes, leading up to it in totality. But once it hit totality and that temperature dropped and the winds
Right.
picking up, no stars, you didn't see any stars or anything, it just turned dark. And,
Yep.
it got really cold. Most of the people didn't wait for the sun to, get out of the moon's shadow and they got up and left because they were cold.
Yeah. Yeah, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% makes a big difference as far as how much light you get and 100% how much darkness you get.
That's
Well,
right.
Jeanette and I were around the house and then took a walk down to the lake and around. And maybe we got half or something. I forget.
Yeah.
But it did not get real dark.
Yeah.
I felt no difference in temperature change.
Wow. Yeah, well, I think that was when you were in totality, for several minutes. And,
Right.
that's when the temperature, started dropping, maybe 30 seconds before totality, it started to drop and it dropped quickly. We were wearing winter coats.
That surprised me.
Yeah,
I didn't know that would do that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, the 1, 2% makes or 5% here in Chicago, the 5% made a big difference. It was
Yeah.
it was pretty light.
Were you out? Where were you? You were at the Home Depot?
Well, we went to home. Well, no, I was in my condo here, but I got the glasses at Home Depot.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, they were $2. So I mean, it can't go wrong for $2. So me and Aggie got a pair each, and we went out in the park right here and watched it. So it was pretty neat.
Yeah,
So,
it was.
yeah, it was.
Let me see here. I don't know whether you can see my camera, but
Yes, I can.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that was at totality. But
Yep.
with just the camera, it didn't, but there was,
Yep.
I was surprised I got that good of a shot at it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good shot.
Yeah. But
Well, you gonna be around for the next one?
pardon? Yeah, absolutely. But I think you gotta go to France or someplace or India
Yeah.
to see it.
I think it's in South America, I think.
Yeah, someplace. I know it's someplace that's called Not Here.
Yeah.
You know, I often wondered, they were, they were renting out airplanes and people could spend money to fly along with it. Why? Okay, would they do that if you can't see really out the window of an airplane? Windows aren't that big.
Hey, Gary,
You had a better view than they did.
they got the money and they're just blowing it. They're just having a good time. Go up there and have a couple martinis, look out the window and say, oh, there it is. They don't care. That's why they do it. They got
And
the
then
money
they
to
can tell
do
the
it.
story.
That's why they
Tell
do
the
it.
story.
That's right. It's just. Oh, gosh.
Everybody decides what they spend their money on. Some people have to,
That's right. Yeah.
so, no.
Well, coming from what I know about us three guys, we come from pretty good backgrounds and we're pretty conservative on what we do, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
We're probably all fortunate to be where we're at right now, and doing what we're doing and being retired for all this time and pretty fortunate to have a great education with great people like you
Yeah.
guys. Unbelievable. It's pretty
Yeah.
nice.
yeah, yeah, no,
Very, very,
If
very.
somehow, always Mars,
yeah,
is it, would they have a section of the library or somewhere out in Lincoln for all the material that Hiram Scott had?
well, I know they have the records, the academic records.
Right.
Is that all?
I don't know what else they have. I know the public library was given a lot of materials from Hiram
You-
Scott.
The Scott's
My
Bluff.
understanding is they don't
Right.
put them out for display or anything that way.
I think, I think I recall Val Janicet saying, several months back, cause he lives there, that, he gave them more information and wanted to get a section for the Hiram Scott memorabilia. And he says, nobody's really following up on it. And, that's the last I heard, but
Yeah.
from what I heard and what he said, the Scotts Bluff Public Library has a lot of stuff, but it's not categorized in a certain area where it's got a special attention.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, Mark.
and I don't know by now, as time goes on, if it ever will,
Yeah,
the sooner the better, and the
Yeah.
longer it is, the farther it gets in the dust.
yeah, it'll be in stacks somewhere.
Yeah,
Mark Masterson gave them a lot of yearbooks and newspapers and trailblazers and all kinds of stuff. And he contacted them at one point because he wanted to see if they needed anything else. And they'd never done anything with any of it.
right. Well, I know where it's at in my library, right here.
Yep, mine too.
And that's the best place, cause once that's gone, it's gone. And so they can have all the stuff at the Scottsbluff Library, but old Steve and Morris and Gary will have it right here. And
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
it's a shame. It's truly a shame because what a great school.
Yep, absolutely.
You ought to write a book.
Huh?
I said you should write a book.
Well, oh, me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
we just elected you.
Yeah, oh, you just elected me. Oh,
Morris and Steve just appointed you, not
Yeah,
elected you.
there you
You're
go.
appointed. There you go. What the heck?
what, you're the scholar, Mr. Morris.
Yeah, but I'm busy. I'm spending I got as Gary knows, I got elected to the Board of Trustees.
Oh, good.
And I'm spending about probably 30 hours a week, doing stuff and talking to people and contracts and et cetera, et cetera. So I think I'll do one term and then get out.
You're
Oh,
smart.
it's more than you thought you It was
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that had been neglected and needed changed. And part of it out of, people that just didn't pay attention. And, New Jersey just passed a new reserve law for condominiums, townhouses, and HOAs and so forth that requires them now to fund a specific amount of reserves for things
Right.
that go wrong. And we're okay. We've got about 4.5 million in reserves to take care of roads and that kind of thing. But a lot of the places in Jersey, the condos and townhouses especially, have little or no reserves. And the state's now requiring them to bring it up to about 70% of what they need. So we won't get hit bad, but we've been spending a lot of time in legislative meetings and other stuff.
Who's doing all the
Just what we need
investing
to do.
for it?
Pardon?
Who's doing all the investing for it?
The state,
I mean, you,
we have to submit studies and everything to the state, showing that we've done it and what our reserves are and what they need to be and so forth, and submit what they call a level 1 reserve study, which means they come in and do a hands-on everything. How many chairs do you have? How old is your heating system? How old are those lights? They literally go to everything. Your roads were put in when was the last time you did them? And we're having arguments with them that, for instance, the roads, typically the industry standard is, the road's good for 20 or 30 years. Well,
right,
okay, we got 4 main feeder roads that there's a little bit of traffic, but we have 40 cul-de-sacs. And a cul-de-sac doesn't need to be replaced in 20 years. But yet they're not differentiating it. So it's, and if you don't put the reserves up, then what they do is they come in and say, okay, you are, 20% below where you should be. So you will add reserves over the next 5 years or 10 years. In addition to what you should be putting away, you're going to have to add another 20% to it.
And that means you have to add the homeowners,
Yeah.
increase the homeowner assessment.
Yeah.
That's all it means.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old is the HOA that you're in now, Morris?
It started in 1997.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, it's getting
built
there.
out. We bought our house in 2006, and it was a little over probably about 2/3 built at that point.
Yeah.
And so, and we took over the management of it in probably 2008 or 10. But we've been pretty good. We've got a financial committee in addition to the board that watches everything and so forth. But 3 years ago, when we had terrific snowstorms, Gary remembers them. We got like 20 inches and that kind of stuff. We spent like 400,000 on snow removal.
Oh.
And we had 250,000 budgeted. And so what normally would happen in that kind of a situation is you would do an assessment. And you
Right. Special assessment.
You have to, we don't have enough money to do this. You're assessed, $500, and you can pay it $100 a month over the next 5 months or something.
Right.
Well, they didn't do that. Instead, they took the money out of reserves that they weren't supposed to. And now we're in the process of putting that money back so the state doesn't hit us on the amount of contributions to reserves.
because your roads don't get the wear and tear
Yeah.
of a normal highway.
No.
I mean, Steve, he has an absolutely gorgeous facility. And the homes are big, they're beautiful. They really, really beautifully manicured. But I can't see them having an issue. With
Yeah,
the people
I don't
that they
think we
have
do.
in there and, you know. Yeah, I bet you there are communities that have issues and problems and don't do the right thing.
Well, you know, I got two HOAs. I got one
Yeah.
here in Chicago. And this place is 23 years old. And currently, right now, what do we have? About 6, 7 elevators in here. Two of them are out.
Yeah,
And so Otis Elevator is here just about every day trying to get the damn things to work properly. And people are, I don't know, talking about maybe a special assessment. And then in California, we live on a beach there, and that place gets really beat up with the wind and
yeah,
the marine layer is what we
right.
get a lot of, what they call marine layer. And that place is 23 years old, and they need new roofs. We just had to get new chimney caps for our chimneys. I mean, it's that's why I asked how old your place is, because
Yeah.
I mean, the older they get, the more special assessments that
How
you want
much
to
are your AOAs for
HOAs.
HOA?
Well, the one here is in Chicago is 850, and the one in California is 950. I mean, I might as well just pay a goddamn mortgage. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Well, our HOA fees are $200.
oh my God.
And we've never done, we've
Oh,
in total, we got
give me a
about
break.
4.5 million in reserves, and we've got an operating budget of about a million three.
Holy
we've
smokes. I'm
never-
paying
We've never done,
$1,500 a month on HOA fees. It's nuts.
yeah.
You know?
Steve, you're
Well, the
living
reason
in
all this started was in
California.
Florida when that condo
You're
down there
right.
collapsed. That's what started New Jersey changing.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you.
You're living in Disneyland out there.
Yeah, living in cuckoo land. That's where I'm living, buddy. I'll tell you. There's no way I'd ever be there if my children and grandchildren weren't there. It wasn't even on my radar,
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago to go to there.
Yeah.
But they landed there, so we're retired. What the hell? Might as well go there too.
Yeah.
You're right, Gary.
We
You're
would
right.
like to sell this house because it's far larger than we need now. But the problem is we like the community a lot. And when a house goes up for sale here, typically it's gone in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And to coordinate the sale of this one and the purchase of another one, is really tight. So, right now, we're very fortunate. There's no mortgage or anything, and we pay a couple $100 a month, for dues.
Oh, jeez.
Uh,
$200. Crazy.
so
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He
Well-
didn't mean to give you a heart attack.
No kid, jeez. But that's a bargain.
yeah,
That is
it
a-
is. We're
And I
actually,
can honestly say, Steve, it's a gorgeous community.
yeah,
It's
Yes, I'll
huge,
bet it is. I'll
and
bet
the
it
houses
is.
are big.
I did a survey when I first got on the board because I came on mid-year because somebody had retired and from the board and did a survey on what were the home fees, the HOA fees for similar sized communities in Jersey. And out of 14 of them, we were by far the lowest. But condos and townhouses tend to, especially condos, tend to have higher fees than the single family homes because we have a clubhouse that's about 30,000 square feet and tennis courts and pickleball courts and bocce courts and a little
Swimming pools,
yeah, and so
indoor, outdoor.
yeah, so we don't have a whole lot of common area things. Our most expensive thing is the roads, to maintain them, and so we're fortunate. That's why the individual maintains their own house the HOA has no responsibility for it because you own the land and the house and so forth. So that's why the dues are so low, is because our common properties are very, I say small, but like say the clubhouse is about 30,000 square feet. It's got all, the same thing condos do, some of them, indoor, outdoor pools and gyms and et cetera, et cetera. But no, it's a nice community, and we enjoy it. And like I say, houses go typically about 3 days when you put it up for sale. You ever
Well, it
get
must,
calls
it
from-
must be like Gary said, it must be a nice place then. If they go that fast,
Yeah.
it must be a nice place. You're right.
It's gorgeous.
Do you what was I gonna say? I don't know. Whatever I was thinking
No,
of.
we have a single family home, 3 bedrooms. 1.5 baths, downstairs is finished. Nice grounds, near everything that we would want.
Yep.
I'm 7 miles from Philadelphia. Hour and a half from New York. You can be in Baltimore in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Washington DC in 2.5. And this was our starter home.
Yeah, Washington
And-
DC is 2.5 hours the way Gary drives. For most people, it's 3.5.
But no, we're just gonna stay here. We're in a perfect location,
Yeah,
Yeah.
us. And we have these Westerners that came and settled down by our shores. You know, maybe Rhodes' father had it right.
yeah,
Do you think so?
yeah. He just didn't keep it, unfortunately.
But no, we're totally, it's only for 2 of us.
Yeah,
My
Gary's
son lives
great
about
night.
5 miles from here.
Oh, that's wonderful.
My
That's-
my daughter's 2 boys live down about 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
That's wonderful. That you're set, buddy. I
Yeah.
mean, that's where
Yeah,
your
we're not
family's
going
at.
anywhere.
That's where your
Absolutely.
family's at, you know?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Where
My,
are your children? You got one in Texas?
Yeah, I got one in Dallas and one in LA. Yeah, so that's the only reason and we're gonna be, that's the only reason I'm in LA is because of them, but I think, we're 79 years old now and I think we're gonna sell this one here in Chicago and just move out there permanently and just go from there. Cause the weather's just, I'm going with the weather
yeah,
and
Mm-hmm.
not picking one son over the other. We love them both, and just like you guys love your children. But I think it's to our advantage just to get one spot anymore because it's getting tough to get on this airplane and drive back or fly back and forth
Yeah.
twice a year. We've been doing it twice a year, every 3 months for the last 15 years. So I think we'll be selling this one pretty soon, I think.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
How are they selling out there? How's the market?
In California, it's the California market is crazy. Let me start with the taxes. For example, when I bought a house out there, 14, 15 years ago, or my condo, it was 600 grand. Okay. And I had sticker shock coming from the Midwest. I said, come on, that's a $300,000 house, not a 600. Well, now it's $1.2 million. It's double. And tax wise, Gary, when you buy a property in California, and let's say you paid $6,000 for it, that your tax is based on $6,000. It's based on your purchase account, a purchase amount. And they have, I don't know, proposition, whatever it is, 19, I think it is. It can only go up 2% a year. So, people are buying now. If I sold my house now for $1.2 million, whoever's gonna buy my house is gonna be paying a tax on $1.2 million. I
Wow.
started on 600 and now it's like maybe 700, at 2% for the last 15 years. So the taxes are just nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And the market, and what's silly, we talked about the people looking out, flying airplanes. There's so many people with so much money here, it's nuts. I see it out there. I don't see it, I see it in Chicago a little bit, but in California, it's just, people got money to burn. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I think it's what I call old money, not new money. My Morris money, my money, and your money is new money. Hey, we worked and we earned it.
yeah,
There's a lot of families out there that just, hey, their grandparents had $1.5 million, 80 years ago, invested. Now it's 180 million. And they're living on the trust, and there's just thousands of people like that. They don't work. There's there's two ways to make money in this world, like we used to do. You work for your money, or your money makes money, one or the other.
You
That's
inherit
it.
it.
That's right. And it's but out there it's all different. And I'm just fortunate enough to have purchased it when we did, and that's
Yeah.
when I think we'll just go out there and live out there in a year or two, whatever, whenever we're ready. So,
Mhm.
but it's crazy. It's crazy.
what are your property taxes, Gary?
About 6,200 a year.
Yeah,
Bargain.
10.5.
And
Yeah,
I've been on something called the senior freeze,
yeah,
Yep.
so that, it can never go up.
yeah.
I may have to pay it, but then the state gives it back to me in the end. So if it was $6,000, I pay 6,000. Next year, if it's 6,500, I pay 6,500 and the state gives me back 500. So
Nice.
I'm frozen at 6,000.
Yep.
Yeah. They also have in Jersey a 2% rule that it can.
Oh, there you go.
But boy, do they go around that thing fast.
Oh, yeah,
You know what the old saying about thieves? Yeah, New Jersey has a caption on thieves. They just spend, and there's no stopping them.
yeah.
And
But see, where we live is more of I hesitate to call it rural by, Midwestern rural standards, but it's rural for New Jersey. And the taxes we're paying now are what we were paying in central Jersey 18 years ago. So I have no idea of what the house we used to live in North Brunswick is now. It was 10,000 when we lived there in 2006, and we're just now paying that. So,
up by New York State, see,
oh,
is just like being in Wonderland where you live.
yeah.
I mean, the prices and
Yeah.
we can even start to feel the people moving out of New York into New Jersey down this way, because the price of homes are probably 50% cheaper.
We had a welcome group for the people that have moved in the last 3 months, I think, last night. There was about 40 people that came. And I would say 90% of them were from North Jersey or New York, Staten Island, moving south. They said they just couldn't afford to live in the north anymore.
Right.
So,
But I paid 35,000 for my house.
yeah.
Holy smokes. That's unbelievable.
And he
And
can,
yeah, well, that was 48
Yes.
years ago or 49
Yeah.
years ago.
he can
But
probably sell it for
still,
500,000 now.
no, it's up the street. It's a house went a little smaller than mine for 400.
There you go.
Yeah, but
But
yours
I,
is nicer than
where am I going to go?
yeah,
I'm not
Stay
going
home.
to take out a mortgage on it.
No, you're set, buddy. You got a great place. I can tell, Gary.
I'm
Hey.
just sitting
he
here.
does. He's got a great basement. I'd love to have his basement.
Yeah.
But no,
That's-
it's
Yeah,
you know,
Gary
it's
and I,
all about where you're living.
yeah.
Well,
Gary-
speaking of taxes, here in Chicago, as a veteran, I'm a disabled veteran. They give me 100% disability veteran. And, so when I get my tax statement, and here it's like 8 grand for this condo, and out California, it's about 10 grand. But anyway, I'm still a resident of Illinois. The state gives me 100% discount. I get my real estate taxes paid 100% here in Chicago. Isn't that
Good.
something?
You
It's
you
it's
were
amazing.
100.
Good.
You were 100% disabled.
Yes.
I don't know whether they do it in Chicago or California, but in New Jersey, if you're a disabled veteran,
Yeah.
you get a placard that you can park anywhere
Oh,
in the neighborhoods, in parking meters, in townships, any place. You just have to have that up. You
Yeah.
can't park where there's a wheelchair. The blue ones,
mhm.
you can't park where they are, but any other time you can park for nothing.
Well, I get the tax part. I don't get the parking, but I get you have to have a city sticker. I don't know, it costs $150 and you need a parking thing, and I get that, but I've got a garage, but I do get that free too, but I can't park anywhere for free. I mean, if I go downtown or someplace, I have to pay for parking, but yeah, I get all that paid by the government, but
Good, you earned it.
so- well, thank you.
My
Yeah.
daughter,
How long were you in?
I was in 4 years, and I got cancer in my liver. It's called cholangiocarcinoma, and it's not from Agent Orange. Even though I was there with that, but in '68, but this is from I ingested some bad water or bad food, and it got into my liver, and I had to have surgery, and they took a fourth of my liver out, and and I'm still here.
oh, good,
God bless you.
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Wow.
yeah.
So
You look healthy.
My oldest,
Well-
Stacy Gary knows her, retired 2 years ago. She was lieutenant colonel. And just about 6, 8 months ago, they finally came through and she put in for disability, and they classified her as 80% disabled. And she gets a check tax-free, 1,900 a month on top
Yep.
of her retirement pension and everything.
Yeah. And there's no tax on that.
Right, it's tax-free.
You don't even put it on you don't even have to tell the IRS that you got the money. And
Right.
I don't. You don't have to. I'm not gonna tell
Yeah.
them.
But I don't have any problem at all with that kind of thing. People that serve,
No,
I don't have any problem with that.
yeah, me either. I mean, I wish I would never got sick. I'm just lucky to
Yeah.
be here. That's all.
Yeah.
Just very lucky. Very
Well, glad you
fortunate.
are.
Very fortunate.
I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers, Peter didn't come in today. I'm hoping he's doing all right,
Yeah,
because he's got prostate cancer that he's fighting with.
yeah.
he was going down to Baltimore for that, wasn't he?
Yeah, Johns Hopkins. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I'll probably reach out to him and see how he's doing.
Hey,
Sometimes,
do either of you guys bet on the Kentucky Derby?
I don't. I'm not much of a gambler.
Well, I'm not either. Are you, Gary? You get
I can't tell you the last time I was down Atlantic City gambling or any casino.
okay. Yeah.
Occasionally I'll buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Good.
Well,
But
I'm not a
no.
gambler either. I gamble once a year, and it's on the Kentucky Derby.
Okay,
I go online and I try to, bet on the horse once a year. I'll bet $100, and
Yeah.
I'm going to go Saturday morning to off-track betting. And I just wondered if you guys had any hot tips. That's why I asked, because I was working on my combinations here on
When is it? I don't even know what it is anymore.
it's this Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 o'clock here at Central, so it's 5 o'clock Eastern.
my horse racing history is in Nebraska. The racing circuit, the horse racing circuit would come to town for 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and then move to the next town and be there for 3 weeks. And my father used to give me $50 when I was in high school to bet on the horses. And
No kidding.
so I would go out there, but I never bet on the horses. I spent it for other stuff. Then he found out and he quit giving me money. He said, I gave it to you.
Yeah, you bought some
beer
beer instead. You bought some beer for you and
Yeah.
gas for the car, right?
Yeah.
No, I lost some money on a senior high school trip when I least could afford it. And I just said, that's it. And I'm not going to be gambling. Work too hard for it.
We used to.
Well, you're right. Me
to-
too. Once a year. I mean, I'll buy like you a ticket once in a while. Maybe, and I buy the $1 ticket. I don't buy the $10.
All right,
tickets.
now let me ask, how is your success rate?
Terrible. It's terrible, Gary.
We used to go down to Atlantic City periodically, stay for a night or two. And Rosemary would go down and spend with $50, and she would gamble for like 6 hours on $50 on the penny machines. And she would quit after about 2 hours and go upstairs, because I'd take $200 and with my nephew, and I'd go with him and would go to roulette table. When it was gone, it was gone. But we haven't been down there for years. It's Atlantic City gotten to be a bad place to go.
I'm an hour away, but I'm not thrilled with it. So
Yeah, anymore, you go to Vegas, and I haven't been there in a while, but in Jersey too, they gamble, but at the casinos, I mean, you could make $1 bet, or you can go to the penny slots. No such thing. I mean, you go play blackjack, minimum bet's $10. I said, come on, $10. Yay. And the minimum bet on the slots, I think, is $5. I mean, it's crazy. I just can't
the penny
do that.
machines. They have penny machines and nickel machines, and you
Yeah.
can easily bet $10 on a penny machine
Yeah.
because they do it 19 different ways,
Yeah.
and people don't realize it. And suddenly they're betting, where they wouldn't bet on a $5 machine, they're betting $10 each on a penny machine.
Yeah.
So,
how far do you live from the gambling casino? Or the I don't know I don't even know the terminology. Where you buy your ticket.
Well, in Chicago, there's one downtown, and I'm downtown. It's maybe 6 blocks away. Bally's, and it's a big one, and they're going to be building a brand new one too. And in California, I just buy them at the local, 7-Eleven, is by the scratches or whatever.
They're
But,
not building these huge Taj Mahals on their losses.
No, nope, they got the money and they're open 24 hours a day
And
and
they're still gonna make the money.
they're still gonna make the money.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
can't,
got all the money and all the lawyers, Gary, and we're not gonna beat them, buddy. You
nope,
know, that's it.
No.
You know,
not at all.
There's a guy that we've known for 50 years, a friend of the family. And Stanley owns shopping centers. He owns about 100 of them. And so he's pretty well off. And he's a high roller when he goes and gambles. And he likes
Oh.
to. But even Stanley will, one time he won like 150,000 and so forth. But Stanley will admit that without question, if you added up all his winnings and all of his losses, by far he would be a loss.
Right.
It's his entertainment, and he treats it that way. He doesn't.
Well, he can
figure-
afford to do it.
Yeah, he doesn't figure he's gonna go home a winner. If he does, well, okay, but it doesn't happen often.
Yeah,
So, and he's careful. He doesn't go overboard.
yeah.
For him. But
Jeanette and I used to go down, take $100, go out to dinner, a bottle of wine. This is when we were young and foolish. And we'd take $100, go out to dinner, have the best dinner you could have,
Yeah.
couple of drinks, then whatever's left, I'd give it to her for the slot machine. Because I have no interest in gambling.
Yeah.
And
Well,
she-
you're not
Huh?
gonna get close to doing anything like that for $100 no more. Cost you $100 for one meal. Now you got, gonna cost you $200 just for the meal now.
You're true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's getting crazy.
We were out to lunch yesterday with a couple. I don't know, it cost me $100
Yeah,
just for lunch.
yeah.
yeah,
It cost him $100 too.
Yeah.
but-
we had the same thing. We went out to Gary Lefty's restaurant, and two couples. And
Mhm.
nothing fancy. I mean, a nice restaurant, but not Ruth Chris or anything. And the bill with the tip was, $200.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah,
I don't know.
Is it
So
worth it?
we cooked on the barbecue. We had hamburgers.
then you go to the grocery store and Jeanette likes steak. So you bought 20 pounds, you can spend $20 for a pound
Yeah,
of meat.
yeah.
$20 for a pound is not a lot.
Maybe for some people,
Well,
but
we picked up
100,
two small fillets that were
mhm.
5 to 6 ounces each. And it was $25.
I don't know. I'm just, I'm not a big steak eater.
Yeah, we don't eat that much meat anymore.
A lot of them are choice anymore, but if you get the prime beef, the top shelf stuff,
Yeah.
the primo, it gets up there, 25 bucks a pound, you bet.
Well, we
Yeah.
just had a $25 steak from downtown. She wanted it for our anniversary back a month or so ago.
Yeah,
My thing is ground beef. I absolutely love hamburgers. I like meatloaf and enjoy it.
That's all
do
right.
you cook them out on the grill
Oh,
or
yeah,
what? Yeah, there you go.
on
What
a
is the
charcoal grill.
Japanese beef? That's real, I can't think of the name of it. It's really high priced. There's some Japanese beef that it's, just supposedly.
Oh, the Wahoo, I think it's Wahoo or Wahoo beef,
Yeah,
yeah.
something like that. We
Yeah,
got-
I'd be screaming wahoo if it was
Yeah.
supposed to be that too.
Yeah, we
Did
picked up
you ever-
hamburgers yesterday in the grocery store that was that meat. And I
Yeah.
think it was like $20 for 4 hamburgers or something. And
Yeah,
I burned them on the grill tonight. His burnt hamburger.
You burn them?
Well, I did accidentally.
Oh, wow.
We got a new grill one of these Blackstone grills that
Okay.
are, it's a flat surface as opposed to a grid, and so
Mhm.
forth. And I don't know how to cook with it yet, so I burned them, but even there, they were good. But I told Rosemary I need to watch some videos on YouTube to learn how to cook on
Steve,
it.
do you have a place where you can cook on a grill?
Yeah.
In
Both-
Chicago?
Yeah, both places. We got a balcony here. We're on the 8th floor, and I got a Weber out there, and I like Webers. And in California, we have 2 patios, one in the front, one in the back, and I cook on the patio in the back. Yeah, we have a Weber grill both places. Yeah, we cook out a lot. A lot. And this one here in Chicago, I have to carry the tanks, you get the tank, the gas tank, propane, yeah. Now, in California, I'm fortunate, I have natural gas coming right out of the side of the wall of the house. And I just hook up is it nice? I mean, I just hook up the little line there, plug it in and boom, I'm set.
Yeah,
Oh, no tanks, no nothing, no carrying up and down the steps, and it's pretty nice. But yeah, we have them at both places, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but we use charcoal.
Oh, that's the best. Charcoal
Yeah.
is the best. It gives you
Yeah,
the best
that's-
flavor, yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't want one, a gas grill. I
Well.
said, whatever you want,
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
How often do you
Uh,
use it, Gary?
Huh?
How often do you grill?
Probably 3 times a week,
Oh,
Yeah.
4 times sometimes.
Yeah, me too. 3-4 times a week.
Yeah,
Really,
and then
absolutely.
yeah. Now,
I haven't gotten this fat from being a bystander. I am an active participant in the food chain.
good.
And when you grill, Gary, let me ask you this, do you have a can of beer? Oh,
least.
come on.
At
Huh?
least.
There you go. Okay, now you're cooking, buddy. That's the old Gary Jones I
least.
know. Yeah,
Sure.
there's the Gary Jones I know. Me too, buddy. Me too.
Have
I'm
you-
right with you.
Have you ever known me not to drink a beer?
No,
Do you
never.
remember out of school
Yeah,
drinking beer?
yeah.
And Morris and I drank hard liquor for a while.
Oh,
And the
I
best
can't-
thing he ever did was meet Rosemary.
Yeah.
It broke us
Two
up.
things saved my life. I met Rosemary and I ran out of money for liquor.
No, but
Oh, God.
we'll be out back cooking and I'll have a beer too with dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I have a couple beers when I cook. And speaking
What
of
kind
back
of
on,
beer?
I drink Coors Light. I like Coors Light. That's the one I like. And I remember out at school, old Hawkins, he would drink that Budweiser. That guy could drink. He could drink a case of beer. That guy. Remember Andy
Who was it?
Hawkins?
Yeah.
Hawkins.
Oh,
Andy
Andy
Hawkins.
Hawkins.
Yeah. He'd read. He was drunker than hell. He'd still say
Well,
whatever it said on the.
actually, when we were out there, it was illegal to sell Coors in
Yes.
Nebraska.
Right. You'd have to go to Colorado. No, you can get it in Torrington, Wyoming.
Yeah,
Remember, you could just go right down there to Torrington, down the road and get Coors. But that's what I drink now. But I remember that Andy Hawkins, boy, he could drink that Budweiser like
Yeah.
crazy. Jeez, unbelievable.
I Miller Lite is what I
Yeah.
like.
Miller Lite's good too. That's my second choice, but I like Coors Light, so
Yeah.
that's what I've been getting.
I always like the dark beers. Hacker Shore, Amstel Dark.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always like them.
Well, me and Gary are drinking that light. See, 96 calories for Coors and 97 for Miller Lite. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
that way we can have an extra hamburger when we're cooking.
And
There you go.
sometimes I still drink too much of it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But I like it. But
Well,
I enjoy it.
as long as you
Yeah.
like it and you enjoy it, it's time to do that.
Yeah, and I'm not driving anywhere. I mean, what the
Right.
hell's the difference? I mean, big deal.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
At our age, we can have a beer and a hamburger and a beer and a steak or whatever the hell we want. Why not? That's the way I'm looking at it anymore.
At times, I will put a little sambuca in my coffee,
Yeah.
and that's that and a glass of wine when we go out or something's about the extent of my.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trainable, but it takes a while. In that picture that I have, where I put it, who was the one, what was Rose's sister's name? Esther?
Esther. Gary showed me a graduation picture from '68.
And what's her father's name?
Daniel.
Dan.
And
I'll show it to him.
yeah,
This is when we were at graduation.
it would have been June '68. Raise it up higher, Gary. There you go.
There you go.
That's Gary all the way on the left.
Yep. I see it.
Yeah.
There it is.
That
Yep.
was me. Then you had Sue Martell, then
Oh,
Barry,
Oh my gosh.
then my mother,
Holy cow.
then Rose's father,
Oh,
and
and
that
then
was-
Morse.
and then you had Morris, Rose, and Rose's sister Esther.
Holy smoke.
That
Look
was
at-
at right.
Look at the hair, look at the
graduation
hair,
day.
look at the hair Morris had it in, huh?
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, I did.
I found this. I still can't find that chart with the teak, all those teaks around. I didn't give it to you, did I, Morris?
Are you talking about this one, Gary?
Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
Or are you
Look at
talking
that.
about this one? I got two of them.
Oh,
This
I
one,
I had one. I had one of those.
Yeah.
And
This one
I'll
that's
be
all beat
darned
up
if I can find it.
was Sav's, Grimaldi.
Yeah,
Throw it out. So I took it instead of throwing it out. And on the back of it, it's been signed. I don't know if you can see it, but
yeah,
it's been signed
Yeah.
by a lot of the originals. It's got Bob Luft, Mike Sedlak, Dan Fields, Gary Jones, Andy
Wow.
Hopkins, Ron Herzog, Barry Bodine. One that I can't read because the tear goes right through it. Dave O'Leary, myself, and Jimmy Sullivan.
Oh,
I bet that's
I-
Dale Tamburini. Yeah.
did you, Morris, did you
Yeah.
take a look? Did you take a look and see if you could find those two names?
I did not have a chance to do that yet.
Okay,
I'm sure they're the same one. Gary and I prepared that list of like over 100 brothers that had been in teak, pledged and been in teak. And there were two that had a little bit different spelling in the last name, but
Lynn.
we're convinced that it's, a typo in the yearbook or the newspaper, the Trailblazer, that we got it out of there or somewhere. So,
That was Flynn.
yeah. I think one was FLINN and FLYNN or something.
One was Pat and one was Jim Flynn.
Yeah.
They had the same home address in Cleveland, Ohio. Do you recognize that name, Steve?
no, no.
And then there's two. What year did you graduate?
I graduated, I went, my last year there, I went to summer school because I needed 3 hours, 6 hours. So I graduated, September or August of '68. So I never got to see, you know, and I think you had one semester left, Gary. So you were there that semester, that last semester of 68. But
No,
I
actually, I graduated June of 68. I graduated before you.
then you were before me. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both
you did.
Rosemarie, me, Barry graduated all the same on this picture.
Yeah. I'll be darned. Yeah. See, I thought it was because I missed that whole group of people coming in that fall. Well, and so did you. Heck, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
So
why I
we-
don't recall some of those names.
yeah, there were a lot of names on there I didn't recall.
Yeah.
Especially in the 69,
Yeah, 69.
Right.
69 and 70.
Right. We're gone. Me and you were gone, Gary. You know,
Yeah. So I didn't know them.
Yeah,
we were in the service.
yeah,
But no, there were two guys, I Morris, Charles Glass, Glass,
Yeah.
from Hopekong, New Jersey.
Yeah.
I can't find him anywhere.
No.
And a fellow by name of Neil Neil Kelly.
No. Not familiar with them.
now, here's.
I have their names, and it's all off of a list that Mike Bollinger had put together. It says original list of all active brothers, neophytes, and alumni as of summer 1971. And their names are on here, but nobody knows who they are or where they were.
Yeah.
And another name was they have here Harry Kalawiski, I don't know, from Riverside, New Jersey.
Well,
And whether it's Harry or Larry, I'm not
When
sure.
did you start, Steve?
at Hiram Scott?
Yeah.
Me and Tamburini, we drove there in his Plymouth Fury, day one.
Okay, so
In
you were there
60
in
day one,
fall of-
1965.
yeah,
Yep.
fall of 65.
Yep. Fall of 65. We went right past the damn place. Had to come back. We didn't see it out there.
I want to see if you remember something because I don't remember it. But and I was there since when it first opened too. It lived in Skinner.
Yes.
Yeah,
me too. Yep.
you've heard me mention the name Mark Masterson. He's the guy I got the
Yes.
from, and he's he's a pretty good guy.
Yes.
And Mark, I've communicated with him a little bit on different things, and Mark told me that he was one of the original founders in '65, and that he was sergeant at arms when it was first founded of Teak, and then he said they told him he had to pledge, and he didn't believe in pledging, and so he quit.
Huh.
But I don't remember that at all. I don't find his name, anywhere. I don't doubt him. I took over as president after R.J. Hinder left. But I didn't find Mark's name anywhere. Actually, I must have found it somewhere because I had him listed as a Teak, but it was for a short period of time, and so I don't know what happened there.
Well, I sure remember Mark Masterson as a person and his name, and I recall, I knew him.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he was. I can't remember. I don't think he was a Teak, though.
Well, he said he was Teak and he was a sergeant at arms when it first started,
I'll be darned.
and then somebody told him that he had to pledge, and so against that, and he quit. So I don't know, but he is a good guy. He's done a lot of good things for
Yes, yeah, I remember. I do recall him.
and shared stuff. I think I'm going to see him in, it's either June or July. He's got a sister that lives in New Jersey, about 100 miles from here up in North Jersey. And fortunately, I'm going to be able to get together with him and have lunch or something that way and so forth. So I'm looking
Is
forward.
he still out in Scottsbluff?
Yep. 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 He never left Scottsbluff. He was, I think he was a city councilman or something that way for a while, you know, the city government, and, you know, did a lot of things and stayed there the whole time.
Yeah.
He ran, you may or may not remember, at one point, there was an alumni website for Hiram Scott.
Yes, you're right.
Mark,
That's
Mark
where
ran that
I remember.
website.
Yes,
For years.
yes,
And then I think it just got, you know, too much and so forth. And so it kind of went by the wayside, but he ran that, he
right,
put that up and paid for it and ran it for years.
right. And he paid for it himself. I
Yes.
remember towards the end, Morris, that he was asking for, asking for donations, which was fine.
Yeah.
And I don't think he ever got any, but so it just folded, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're right. You're doggone right. Good memory.
Yeah. So.
Well,
Gary, like we're gonna say something.
no, I think I'm going to be calling it a night.
Okay.
I am too. I'm gonna
All right.
jump in the shower and call
Yeah,
it
I
a night
gotta-
too.
Well, listen, we'll try this one more time in June, and then we'll decide whether we're gonna take a break for July and August.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like we've done the
You
past
know,
few years.
and you know what, Morris, that's not a bad idea. There's three of us here, and usually there's what, 6, 7 at the most.
Right.
mhm.
And it may be becoming cumbersome for some people. You never know.
Yeah.
But I think a break
That could be good for everybody.
I think so. Get a refresh time here and hoop it up when we start it again in the fall or September or whatever
Yeah.
and see. So, but do what you think makes
Well,
sense.
shall we have another one in June or not? The only thing I was thinking of is June, if I remember right last time, and I didn't go back and look at the video, but there's graduations and, all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
I would say June, July, August.
Okay,
No,
And Morris, let me just give you a thought. If you do suspend for 3 months, whatever, put out a memo and say, hey, we're gonna, so the guys know. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah, just put out a memo and say, hey, well, the next one will be September or whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a break and
looking forward to seeing all you smiling faces on this
Yeah,
thing they call a computer.
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Not
well,
a bad idea.
We'll do that then, because I think it's, this time of year starting to get busy with graduations and, everything else.
Absolutely.
Um,
So what do you want? 2 or 3 months?
well, let's cut it, now, let's say June, July, and August, we won't meet.
Yeah.
Okay,
And if I get feedback from, a bunch of guys that say, hey, can't we go ahead and do one, then I'll let everybody know and we'll do one.
Of course,
that sounds good.
All right?
Sounds good.
All right.
That sounds good. And thanks,
Take
Morris,
care.
for
Gary
doing
will
what
be
you
in touch.
Yeah, and have a safe trip going back out there in a couple weeks
I will. Thank you,
into
Gary.
Disney World.
Yeah, La La Land. I'll
Yeah.
tell you, buddy, it is. It's crazy. It's
Well,
just,
enjoy your family.
I will.
That's the most important.
That's the reason I'm there. And
Yeah.
I do enjoy them. So thank
Good.
you.
Well,
And Marcia and I'll work on a few things
Yep.
and, we do have to get together again for lunch.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
hey. All right,
Yeah.
guys. I'm headed out
All right.
for the shower. Have a good one. Appreciate
care.
it. Okay,
safe.
thank you. All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Gary.
The first time I experienced vertigo, the room.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh, we're all right. How are you doing, Fran?
Well, I'm hanging in there.
Good. Good. You just
Sorry I
missed-
didn't make it last time, but I couldn't get through.
Oh, okay. You just missed Steve Andreas. He just dropped off.
Who?
Steve Andreas. Or no, not Steve Andreas.
I was gonna say Steve died.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Steve Andreas.
Shell Energy 100% renewable electricity plant, lighting every
Now you got me just,
We were just talking with Steve anyway.
Shell. Powering
I know his name
the
is
first time
Profile,
I know.
vertigo. The room
but that
was
doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah,
drier.
yeah.
Then I started taking Lipo Balance support.
well-
Its ingredients are clinically shown to help.
So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's health?
Fat control.
Everybody seems to be good.
Renewable race fuel.
We're doing good.
By 60%.
Let me just type something here. Steve Turando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was just here. And everybody seemed to be doing good. Pete LaBella's has some health problems right now. And he's down, I think, right now in Johns Hopkins getting treatments. So hopefully he's going to be okay. But as far as we know, everybody else is doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Hanging in there, day by day. Arthritis is starting to hit me in the knees a little bit.
Ah,
But,
you still?
I guess that comes with old age.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had one of my knees replaced.
You had one replaced?
Yeah.
I'm looking for it now.
Yeah.
To get one replaced.
I had one knee replaced 2 years ago. And, it's been fine ever since.
No aches, no pains?
No.
Yeah,
But it's hard to tell, Gary, because when I had Guillain-Barré and I recovered from it, from about my knees down, I have very little feeling. So, I don't know what the normal person that, has feeling would be doing, but I think it's that. I know next Tuesday, I'm going to go get in my right eye cataracts removed.
uh-huh.
I have cataract surgery for that eye.
I told you the other day when we were talking, there's no pain, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And, it's about a 10-minute procedure. They knock you out sort of, so you're in la la land and they do their thing.
Yeah. Well,
So, you should be fine.
yeah. Oh, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
How about you, Fran? How's your health been?
Not like I said, it's not bad. Other than my knees hurting, I'm doing pretty good for my age, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
How old are you now?
75.
Oh, you're a kid.
Yeah, he's a kid.
Hey, you only got March. You only got me by 2 years now.
That's
Come on
true.
now.
That's true.
I got you by 5.
Well, you're an old man. What the hell you want?
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
still working?
Yes, I am. Matter of fact, I got to go in tomorrow. We're gonna pave a big area up in it'd be considered up by Wilkes-Barre that way, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, it's still going every day.
And you're
Absolutely.
staying active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever get back out to Nebraska or anything, or?
No, not really. I've gone to Vegas probably 4 or 5 times, but I've flown out there. I haven't driven. I'd like to. I'd like to drive one more time. Just take a nice tour out there. Not just there. I'd like to go all over. Go up to see Rushmore again, and maybe Custer Park and stuff.
Some of those places nowadays, like Rushmore and some of those places, Yellowstone, you have to get a pass, if you will, ahead of time to even get into them. And I know I don't know what the wait is for Rushmore, but I know Yellowstone, it could be a year before you can get a pass.
Well, I don't know if it applies, but I have a lifetime pass to go to all these places.
Okay, I do too. But so I don't know whether it does or not, but I know that they accept a limited number of people that can go in. So
We were out there 48 years, about 48 years ago. Yeah, Yellowstone.
yeah, I used to live out by it.
We
I
went- Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have a lot of pictures, and there's slides primarily of Yellowstone.
Uh-huh.
And I want to send them out to Yellowstone. And because it's 48 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, things change.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Fran?
I said I remember going out there. We went for a ride. I think it was Lee, Judy, and Parker, and we went for a ride, and we wound up at Rushmore. But it was starting to snow a little bit, and then we were in the car, and of course we were having a couple beverages as we were driving, and and I stopped. I had to go to the bathroom, and there was nobody around, so I'm standing there tinkling, and I could hear this noise. Here about maybe 30 feet from me, 35 feet, was a buffalo laying down there with the snow on him. You couldn't see him. He got up and he started snorting and stamping his foot. And those guys kept driving away, and I'm running. Excuse my French, but I'm pissing on myself as I'm running. Jesus.
Yeah, they're not known to be, friendly, cuddly, creatures.
No, like I said, you would never seen them there because the snow was on them. It don't melt on top of them.
Yeah,
And they could have, you could have, well, you have snow right on there. You never know he's there.
yeah.
But with me stomping around there, and like I said, he gets up, he started snorting and pawing at the ground. I'm chasing the car down the road.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. We all have good memories of those times.
yeah, we did. Still do.
Yeah.
they're kind of burnt right at your brain, you know that?
Yeah.
Often during the day, just you're not be thinking of anything. You might see a glass of water or some damn thing that would remind you, and you're back into that scene again, thinking about what you did, what you didn't do.
Yeah, yeah. I think we all do that all the time.
Yeah.
They were good times, good memories.
I hate to cut it short, but I'm going to be dropping off.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll leave too because I got to get up tomorrow at 5. So
All right. All right.
Ooh.
Well,
Fine.
I wanted to make sure I got in to say hi to you guys.
Yep.
Well, thank you very
thanks,
much.
Ryan. We appreciate it.
And hopefully,
Break. We're going to take a break from doing this in June, July, and August. Because in early June, there's a lot of guys, and I'll be sending out a note to everybody. There's